I am Mukul Goyal. I am today the way I have evolved over the years. I'm a product designer. There are so many objects which exist in the world. So why would I be making more objects? So my raison d'etre, the reason for my existence is I try and bring what my set of values are into an object. It's not about looking at a market and see what is required. I don't do that. It's not about looking for demand and doing a supply with it. I treat it as an object that I love and I make it, and I hope there are people around who like what I do or are as equal fools as me, who would buy it and would then conduct a business transaction. You see, the problem is when you make something and you ask somebody, what do you think of what I've made? It's very easy to get a nice, good, interesting response from a person. But when you have to get him to take his wallet out is the tough part. Even in today's work, 95% you're running a business at the end of the day. So you have to go about the course of a business on a daily basis. There is money, there is production, there are people, there is so much, there is client, how do you handle a client, all of that. But that 10% heart lays a nice fine layer over whatever you do. And I think that's what I am blessed with. I like to be able to handle all situations with that attitude. My challenge always has been that I am selling my products internationally. I am not going to be present when that object is sold from a shop. It might be lying in a corner with 25,000 products over it, just little peeping its head out from somewhere in the shelf. How is it going to speak to that person? He says, Hatao, let me pull out that thing, I love that thing. How do you make that connect? Without being there, without anybody talking about it. So you have to be able to connect with people. Like you very honestly say, it's about the idea. Rest is mere formality. If you don't have the idea, then it's not going to work. Some products happen in 5 minutes, some products take 5 months, some take 2 years. It's a gestation period of an idea. And we normally, we don't sketch, we doodle. I work best by physical sculpting. I make them. I like to see the whole idea in a tangible format. And for me, sketch is not as important as sketch is part of it, but more often I end up making it in a very, very crude manner, in an extremely crude manner, but so is a sketch or a doodle or just a crude format. It's a matter of recording an idea and how do you develop that idea further. How do I keep the essence of the idea alive through the requirements of manufacturing, through the requirements of marketing, through the requirements of commerce, through the requirements of price points, through the requirements of packaging and dispatch. How do you keep that idea alive? You have to make a few adjustments, but all compromises are to keep that idea alive. So you are delivering that idea through this whole channel of various requirements. Technically, there's nothing new in this world. It's a question of what is the cross connection you make. What is that, two different sparks that come together to create what you want to do. And I think that's the newness about it, is the connection that you make. Every object is a doubt. While it's my glory, market always has a way of sidestepping you. You don't know if it's going to sell or not. In the initial stages, You might just be, an assistant to another designer. So you're just doing the menial tasks. So you have to learn to enjoy every little menial task also. If you don't enjoy the menial task, you'll never enjoy the good parts. So you have to like that, whether it's you're doing research, whether you're just making a drawing, whether you're helping with a prototype or you're helping with a presentation. You could be doing anything. You're just a help. You're Johnny come late, do this, do that. You're running around just to help him finish his job. Recommended education primarily is to go through a course in design, which is at least 3-year program. Some of the best product designers were not even trained product designers. So it's not really essential to have formal training. Whereas formal training does bring to you a certain set of skills. The tools that a formal education can give you in any profession, but specifically for product design, would be how do you communicate an idea? How do you put together an idea? How do you evaluate an idea as good or bad? Okay, rather than going all the way and finding out at the end of it. It's a holistic set of exposures and skill that it gives you to understand good designs and bad designs. Good design is a very relative concept, but bad design is one. So if you understand a bad design, you'll know what a good design might look like. A fur coat for a villager somewhere in Bihar is a bad design. He doesn't need it, he has no requirement for it. He might have the money, but that's bad design for him, right? So to give people things that they don't need or they can't afford and make sure that they buy it for reasons of pressures of society or social standing is bad design. Suppose I would say I want to take a mug, a coffee mug, as simple an object as a coffee mug, and say what would I do, how will I analyze it. So what is the process of using a coffee mug is from the time that you make your cup of coffee and pour into it. So does it give me right warmth if I'm looking for warmth, or if it's too hot, does it allow me not to feel the heat? So there are both cases required. Then I have to wash it. So is it washing friendly, or does it keep stains at the corners? Then after washing it, I need to dry it and keep it in a shelf till I use it. So that's the user cycle. See, I think for a product designer, it's very essential to understand the materials and processes that he is dealing with. You just can't make a drawing and say somebody else go make it. It doesn't happen, because then they will kill your baby. So for you to safeguard your baby, you need to know what materials, what processes, how, when the production guy says this can't be made, you tell him it can be made. This is how you look at it, this is how, and if it can't be made, what is that little change I need to make it possible? I think that is one of the most important skills that you need to be successful as a product designer. Of course, you need design skills, you need to be able to conceive an idea and all of that. That is important. But to conceive an idea and not know how to make it is disaster, according to me. So a technical bent of mind is slightly important, along with the artistic input that you put in or the design input that you put into the product. You could start from as low as say 30,000-40,000 bucks a month, depending where you come from, what is your institute, what's your background, what level of education you've gone through. There are people who start off with a lakh plus salary. So it depends really. You get picked up by some of the big corporations. Studios may not pay you as much, but that's where the exciting work is. You go to a corporate, you'll get lots of money, but it may not be as much exciting work. You just might be looking at the rear view mirror of a car for the next 5 years, but that's about what you'll get to do. People think it's very easy to be a designer. It's not easy. That's one big misconception people have about design, that it's easy. It's not. It's as tough as any other profession. Probably it's sometimes tougher, because you even have to have you just can't go to it dispassionately and finish it off in a day's work and come back, because it'll take you even worse situation to confront your work. I went to IIT Kanpur, so my parents' hopes were really up there, and for me to break out and say that I want to be an artist, so I really had to work on my parents for that, that, and it took them many years to figure out that I'm not just a lost case, that I am doing something, but it took them next 10 years to figure that out.